Hello, friends. This is Dr. Smita Sakote, and today again we have come up with a wonderful topic on Mission Beauty Sundarmi Khonaras. As I have promised you, in next 1 year, I would like to make many women beautiful. So my concept is next 3 years, I want to make 1 lakh women beautiful through Mission Beauty Sundarmi Khonaras. And in this series, we come up with wonderful interviews from various dermatologists across India. And yes, we have crossed the borders as well. So today we have a wonderful doctor, Dr. Savita from Bagalkot, who's a consultant practicing at Anagha Skin Clinic in Bagalkot. She has done her schooling from Dharwad and she did her MBBS in SNMC Bagalkot. And she did her post-graduation from Command Hospital, Bengaluru. So she comes from a little bit of a military background. And let me tell you, there are so many feathers to add in her cap. She's a mother already, but she doesn't look like one. And she's a Kathak dancer and an avid reader. So today we have come up with a very interesting topic, and that is about hair, about shampoo. Each one of us in this era uses the shampoo, whether it is men or women. So definitely we have thousands of questions which crop up in our mind. How to use a shampoo? What is a good shampoo? Or shampoo causes hair loss. So all these questions of yours will be answered today. So today I present Dr. Savita A.S., a consultant dermatologist from Bagalkot. Welcome, Dr. Savita, on this platform of Mission Beauty Sundarmi Khonaras.
Hello, ma'am. I'm very happy to be a part of this program and lovely to be with you. And thank you for the wonderful introduction. Yes.
Yes. We would like to know from you, Dr. Savita, what is the history? How did the shampoo actually come into the picture?
Yeah, I'll be very proud to tell you that shampoo actually was introduced from India. Almost 1500 years ago, people used to have different herbs like amla and shikakai and different herbs which were used to clean the hair. And even the word shampoo comes from the Sanskrit word champi. Champi means massage. So massaging and cleaning is that word was derived from champi, and that came to be shampoo. And our modern day shampoos like this, what we are using, it was introduced in 1930. Initially, we used to use soaps only to clean the hair, but the soap usually leave that scum on the hairs, which looks very odd. So initially, the detergents were used to clean liquid detergents were used to clean the cars and all. From this, they slowly developed the shampoos. So shampoo is from India, and we introduced the word with the shampoo. Yes.
Wonderful. India has always given many things to this world, right from yoga to Sanskrit to shampoos. So in the world of beauty also, in the olden days, the queens used to really dress up so beautifully, and definitely they must have used shampoos. My next question to you, in the olden days, how people used to clean their hair?
As I told you, different herbs were used, ma'am. Like they used to use this thing, amla, shikakai, and there was some multan matti, which we call as fuller's earth, and soap nuts were used, which were boiled, and the lather used to be used for as a shampoo. And different such herbs used to be mixed and made into a shampoo, which can be used regularly. Usually, they used to use this soap nuts. They used to use this amla, and they used to put this hibiscus and all, and they used to use it as a shampoo in the olden days.
Yes, I do. But as a child, my mother used to use all this, special homemade shikakai powder, and she used to scrub our hair, and we had long hairs those days. So it is not very old. Even I have used those particular formulations which are homemade. Yes, Dr. Savi, many women want to know, what are the type of scalp? Is it oily? What exactly is the type of scalp? How do we know it? Can you highlight and explain to the women out there how to know what kind of scalp they have?
Basically, we have 4 different types of scalp, as I tell you. One is an oily scalp, dry scalp, combination scalp, and the normal scalp. So if your hair after washing immediately turns very oily on the very next day, then you can consider it as an oily scalp. Okay. A dry scalp, it is sometimes very itchy, dry, and your hairs feel very frizzy. And also you have this powder coming out whenever you itch your scalp. So this kind of scalp, we usually define it as a dry scalp. The difficult one is the combination scalp, where your hair seems very oily and your scalp seems very dry. In that condition, it is very difficult, and you have to consult someone to know exactly what type of scalp you have. And the best is the normal scalp, which is not very oily or very dry. So these are the four types of scalp which we can find in the normal daily women.
Wonderful. I'm sure all the women out there will definitely shampoo their hair and check next 3 days what exactly is happening in their scalp and diagnose themselves whether it is combination one, whether it is dry one, whether it is oily one, or whether it is normal one. Definitely a beautiful tip and which anybody can do it. My next question to you, what are the types of shampoo, Dr. Savita?
Shampoos, they mainly depend upon the type of hair or the scalp you have. Like you have the shampoo for the daily routine. Like now for the normal scalp, you have regular shampoos. If you have a very oily scalp, then you have scalp specifically designed for the oily skin. Then there are shampoos which are specifically designed for dry scalps. And again, there are shampoos which are specifically designed for the damaged hair. Like nowadays, many women are going in for so many parlor procedures like straightening, curling, which are causing damage of the keratin. So in such conditions, for such damaged or overly treated hair, you have a different kind of shampoos. And other than that, we have two-in-one shampoos. Like it has a cleansing with conditioning effect also. And there are different medicated shampoos which are prescribed by dermatologists for specific skin conditions. So these are basically different types of shampoos which are available.
Yes, definitely when you go to, some big departmental store, especially now they have hair stores as well. And it's very confusing. Which shampoo do I buy? What do I go about? So these are different types. The first thing every woman should know is what is the type of shampoo. That's the first aspect. Second thing, does she dye her hair? Third thing is, has she taken any kind of hair treatments like straightening, perming, or any of those? So these are the three main criteria that she should know about her hair and then go to the shelf to look at shampoo she needs to buy. Do you agree with me, Savita?
Yes, definitely, ma'am. There are specific shampoos for different types of hair and different types of scalp. And if you use the right shampoo, then your hair care will be better than before.
And especially when women undergo keratin treatment, you need a special protein-based shampoo which you need to use. Otherwise, the keratin treatment is not going to be sustained for a long time. For the amount of money you have spent, you really need to take care with the protein-based shampoo when a person undergoes a keratin treatment. Well, we would like to know, see this whole world, the gamut of, chemical gamut. We would like to know what are the basic contents. So there are many additives, which are added. What is the basic content of a shampoo?
Ma'am, shampoo is basically a cleanser. So main function of the shampoo is cleaning your scalp, removing it from the dirt and impurities and other chemicals, whatever you have used. So main first ingredient is a cleanser, that is a detergent. Okay. Initially sulfates were used as a shampoo, but nowadays many women are coming with different allergies to the sulfate. It can make your scalp alkaline and remove the acidic pH of your scalp. So sulfate free shampoos are now used. Okay. So chemical free, sulfate free and paraben free shampoo should be used nowadays. So basic element is the cleanser. Okay. And there are different types of cleansers depending on the type of scalp you have. Like the cleansers which are having cationic contents have a very high cleansing capacity. Like they'll make your hair really dry. So if you have a very oily scalp, then you go for highly cleansing shampoos. There are shampoos which have anionic or cationic contents, which are mainly basically for the mild cleansing effect. So people with dyed hair or who have undergone some treatments or who have a dry hair can go for the mild cleansing shampoos. And there are shampoos like baby shampoos which have amphotasic cleansers. So they do not irritate your eyes. So these are used for the mainly baby shampoos. So different types of cleansers are there. Depending on the cleansing property, different shampoos are made. Other than cleansers, we have added so many other things like fragrances. We use conditioners. There are thickeners to make your shampoo look thick and opaque. To give the sparkle, they use some opacifiers, and also there are something like foaming agent. There is always a myth that more foam in your shampoo is more cleansing effect, but that's always a myth. Foaming agents are actually added to the shampoo. Sometimes less foaming shampoos can also give a good cleansing effect. So don't go for the foaming effect, but see for the cleansing effect of the shampoo.
Wonderful. So you are very rightly said, shampoo is primarily a cleanser. That's why the concept of a shampoo having a conditioner, I never agree to it, because if it's going to clean, I know if you conditioner is nothing but a oily product, something which is going to create a oil level on the hair. So I never agree to the concept of buying a shampoo with conditioner. So I would rather advise the women out there that use a separate shampoo and use a separate conditioner, so that you have good cleaning effect, and after cleansing you can have a good conditioning effect, definitely. And many women out there are very much used to using baby shampoos, but primarily baby shampoo is not a very good cleanser, and the main purpose is it should not irritate the eyes.
The eyes. Yes.
Baby shampoo is not going to really cleanse your scalp, because unlike a baby, you're not going to sit at home, isn't it? You're going to go out in the pollution. Your sebum is so much. So there's so much amount of oil. So all these products need to be removed from your hair. Otherwise, your hair will be sticky. Do you agree with me, Sachita?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. You should use a good shampoo which cleanses properly. That is the main ingredient. Rest all is the just add-ons.
Wonderful. Okay, we did know now the content. What actually is the role? You have also covered it a bit, that it's actually a cleansing agent. Now, many people ask, Doctor, I shampoo every day. Doctor, how often do I shampoo? See, these are questions which I think so every dermatologist faces day in and day out. So, how would you guide people? How often should they shampoo? Or if they are in a habit of shampooing every day, what kind of shampoo they should use? So please guide or highlight on this.
Ma'am, there is no hard and fast rule that you should shampoo this 2 times a week or 3 times a week. It depends on the work you do or the oiliness of your scalp. If you're a person who is going out in pollution whole day, if your sebum secretion is more or you have a very oily scalp, then you can definitely go for shampooing every day. It is not going to hurt you much if you're using a right kind of shampoo with the correct cleansing effect. And for a normal people like us who are working inside, so routinely I feel to washing your hairs twice or thrice weekly is must, because otherwise anyway we go out every day, there is a lot of pollution, smoke and all which get accumulated in our scalp. To keep our scalp clean, we need to keep it cleanse it at least twice or thrice weekly. And if you have very dry hair, then at least twice weekly you can wash your hair and then use a good conditioner to give it a good volume. There is no actual hard and fast rule, but you can use a shampoo regularly also. It will not cause anything. Over shampooing is not a thing, it's just a myth. So you can use a shampoo regularly, it is not going to hurt you if you're using the right kind of shampoo for your hair.
Wonderful. So definitely you need to consult a dermatologist like Dr. Savita and know which is the right shampoo, so that it's never going to damage your hair and you're going to have beautiful lustrous hair like Dr. Savita. My question is, how much quantity and how exactly to use a shampoo?
Quantity depend on the amount of the hair you have. Usually shampoo should cover the whole of the scalp. Basically, the scalp should be cleaned properly and then it should clean the hairs. You need not apply the shampoo directly on the hairs. Clean the scalp, form a lather, and you can wash your hairs over with that lather only. So basically, the quantity depends on the amount of hair you have and the scalp. So on that, you can decide the quantity of the shampoo.
Yes, and many times people take direct shampoo and apply on the scalp. My suggestion simple is take a bit of shampoo in your palm and add a little bit of water, mix it well and then apply on your scalp, so that every finger of yours goes into your scalp and then that cleanses the scalp better. Because if you take a dab of shampoo and you put it only one particular area, it doesn't really percolated because it has got added opacifiers and thickeners, so it doesn't spread so easily. So rather dilute it in your palm and then apply every area of your scalp. And many a times it's a back of the scalp, the lower end and the back is always spared. You know, people usually shampoo only the front part, but this is the part which is always, left over, and primarily we sweat in the neck area. So that is my suggestion to all the women and the men out there. So this is how you need to use your shampoo. Well, definitely people, olden days, my mother used to always say, don't use shampoo, you're going to have hair loss. A very strict, avid fan of shikakai powder, which is homemade. So how would you guide our own people here? Does shampoo cause hair loss?
No, definitely shampoo won't cause any hair loss. But if you have a dry scalp and if you're using a shampoo with a high cleansing effect, it may leave your hair more dry and frizzy, and that may cause breakage to the hair and all such things. But if you're using a right shampoo, then there is nothing like hair loss due to the shampoo. But sometimes the additives in the shampoo can cause irritant contact dermatitis, like as it said, parabens are added in the shampoo. These may cause some contact dermatitis. So always use a chemical free, like sulfate and paraben free shampoos to help you prevent all this contact dermatitis and other things. But as such, shampoos do not cause any hair loss.
So you women out there, don't get scared when you shampoo. And yes, you should listen to your mom. You can still go ahead with, the olden homemade powders, but shampoos definitely don't cause hair loss. Otherwise, the whole shampoo market would have shut down someday, isn't it? Definitely doesn't cause any kind of hair loss. It was real wonderful insight on shampoo, which is a everyday common topic which each and every person would like to know. And I'm so thankful to Dr. Savita that she gave such simple tips to know, understand your scalp, to use which type of shampoos. So I would like Dr. Savita, can you just summarize a take home back message to the women? If you could give a small message, 1, 2, 3, 4. About shampoo, definitely people would, kind of recapture the thoughts on shampoo.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. First thing is, don't get afraid to shampoo your hair. Shampoos will never cause hair loss. And one more thing I want to tell, ma'am, that some people ask for a hair growing shampoo or which can help in hair growth. So shampoos will never help in hair growth. As I told, shampoos are basically cleansers which help to keep your hairs clean. So use them as a cleanser only and not as any other thing. Medicated shampoos are different, which are prescribed by your dermatologist, that have a different role. But normal shampoos are basically cleansers and always help you to keep your hairs clean. That is the first take home message. The second thing is always use a good conditioner. Once you shampoo, use a good conditioner to give that volume and bounce to your hair or detangling effect. Don't expect the shampoo to do all the things. So let the shampoo do the cleansing effect and the conditioner do its conditioning effect. So always use a good conditioner. And you can shampoo your hairs twice or thrice daily, or depending on the activity you do. Okay, there's no hard and fast rule that you should not shampoo like that or like this. So basically twice or thrice daily is a must. Otherwise, depending on the activity you do, you can tailor your shampooing. And use a good basically you should eat well. Ma'am, always dilute the shampoo before you apply to the scalp so that you can reach all the areas of the scalp. Massage it thoroughly, leave it for 2 to 3 minutes, and then rinse it off. And rinsing it off is also very important. Don't leave the shampoo on the hair again, that is going to cause damage to the hair. So cleanse it properly. And one more thing. Yes, ma'am. Always use a sulfate-free and paraben-free shampoos. Nowadays, everywhere you get this in the market. See for the label for the cleansing effect and sulfate-free and paraben shampoo. Restol is just an additive. So many things like that is they add. That is all additive. See the cleansing effect, paraben-free, sulfate-free. Then that's the perfect shampoo for you. And one more thing is, to have a healthy hair, you should have a healthy diet and healthy lifestyle. That is very important. So whatever we do, this is a dead tissue, but the living tissue, that growing stem is inside your scalp, which needs to good nutrition. So eat well, sleep well, and keep yourself fit.
Wonderful. That's very true because people think that shampoo is going to keep their hair growing, shampoo is going to keep their hair looking lustrous. But definitely, if you have a good quality health, if you eat a good protein full diet, obviously your hair texture, the whole overall strength of your hair is going to be good. And whenever you go out in sunlight, protect your hair so that, the cuticle does not damage itself. Don't often straighten and do any kind of chemical treatment. Don't use over drying your hair. So don't use too much of dryer. Don't use too much of hot iron. Don't use too much about hot water for hair bath. So all these things, definitely when you take care, your hair will look shiny, lovely. And you should sleep well if you want to have real quality, good, healthy hair. Yes, the topic is unending. The questions will keep on coming, and definitely we are going to have Savita coming on this platform again and again. We will come up with a live session. So all you women out there, be prepared with your questions so that Savita is going to answer all your questions for the next session. As we end the session, before thanking you for giving us this beautiful time and your quality insights on shampoo, I would like you to tell how do you find this Mission Beauty, and could you say some words about Mission Beauty and Dr. Smita?
Dr. Smita is a wonderful person. I met her recently, but I'm very happy to find such a beautiful human being she is. She's very warm at heart, and her Mission Beauty is a very wonderful mission actually to give message to so many beautiful women out there. Women have so many questions. Many times they cannot ask the questions to the right person. They keep searching for the internet or ask on the TV or get influenced by the ads. But the right information, giving them the right information from the right person is a very difficult thing. And Madam is doing it very well. And I'm very happy to be a part of this Mission Beauty, ma'am. I'm very happy. Thank you for making me part of this Mission Beauty.
Thank you, Dr. Savita. It was so wonderful. You have given such wonderful insights, and keep with us because I cannot grow in Mission Beauty without your help and without your wonderful contribution. Thank you so much, and you look fabulous and beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. And thank